You know, for millions and millions of people all around the world, this time of year is all about a really profound spiritual journey. But let's be honest, for a lot of us, when we hear the word Ramadan, only one thing really comes to mind: fasting. Today, we're going to dig in and see why that is just the tip of the iceberg. So, when you hear the word Ramadan, what do you think of? No food, no water from sunup to sundown, right? And yeah, that's a huge part of it, for sure, but it's really just scratching the surface. So, what is it really all about? What's the deeper meaning behind this month-long observance for millions of Muslims around the globe? All right, let's start with the basics. So, Ramadan is the ninth month of the Islamic lunar calendar, which, by the way, is why its dates change every year on the calendar we're used to. But more than that, it's this special set aside time for three really key things: spiritual reflection, self discipline, and strengthening connections. And that's not just a connection with God, but with the entire community. These are going to be the pillars we keep coming back to. Okay, so let's jump into the practice that Ramadan is most famous for: the daily fast. This is the physical part of it, the discipline that kind of sets the stage for everything else. It's really the starting point for this entire month-long journey. The daily rhythm of Ramadan is incredibly precise. It's all about the sun. From the very first light at dawn until the sun completely sets, observers don't have any food or drink. And yeah, that includes water. It creates this really clear cycle every single day, which all leads up to sunset, when the fast is broken with a shared meal called iftar. Now, this is so important. This discipline, it's not just about what you're not putting in your body, it's also about your state of mind. It's about making an active effort to be more kind, more patient, more mindful. It's a practice that involves your whole being, body and spirit, and it all wraps up with that amazing shared meal when the sun goes down. And that meal, the iftar, it's so much more than just refueling. It's a huge social event. It's this beautiful time for gathering, for sharing stories, and just reinforcing those bonds with family, with friends, and the entire neighborhood. It really turns a simple meal into this amazing celebration of togetherness. But you see, the physical fast is really just the foundation. The whole idea is to clear the mind and the body to pave the way for a whole set of other spiritual practices and acts of devotion that are really at the center of the month. So during Ramadan, the focus really intensifies on a few key things. There are extra prayers, there's a lot of deep reading and reflection on the Quran, and this is a big one, a huge emphasis on giving to charity and just performing acts of compassion. The fast is just the constant backdrop to all of this, making each of these actions feel even more significant. And this quote right here, it just perfectly captures the why behind all these practices. The whole experience is meant to be this powerful, month-long reminder, a reminder to be grateful, to feel real empathy for people who are in need, and most importantly, to actually act on that empathy through generosity and supporting your community. So we've seen the what, the fasting, the prayers, the charity, but what about the why behind it all? Let's dive into that deeper meaning now, the real heart of Ramadan, and the core values this month is all about cultivating. First and foremost, Ramadan is a time for some really deep personal reflection. I mean, think about it. By stepping back from the everyday routines like grabbing a coffee or eating lunch, people are encouraged to look inward, to kind of take stock of their lives and really focus on strengthening that spiritual connection with God. Next up is compassion. This is where the physical act of fasting really connects to the heart. By actually experiencing hunger and thirst firsthand, even for just a little while, the fast becomes this powerful physical reminder of what millions of people have to endure every single day. The goal is to turn that understanding into real, genuine empathy and a desire to help out. And finally, all of this ties into community. I mean, whether it's sharing that iftar meal we talked about, or praying together, or organizing charity drives, Ramadan is so profoundly about strengthening the bonds that tie us all together. It's a whole month really dedicated to the simple act of caring for one another. So after a whole month of this intense discipline and devotion, Ramadan doesn't just end. Oh no, it culminates in this massive, joyful celebration called Eid al-Fitr. And that name literally means the festival of breaking the fast. This is a time of just pure happiness and gratitude. The festival usually kicks off with special community prayers in the morning, and then it's all about visiting family and friends for huge festive meals. And it also includes one last, really crucial act of charity, just to make sure that everyone, even the less fortunate, can join in the celebration. So when you boil it all down, what you're left with is a message that's truly universal. It doesn't matter if you observe Ramadan or not. The core ideas, taking time to reflect, practicing compassion, and actively caring for your community, those are values that can resonate with absolutely anyone, anywhere. And that leaves us with a final thought, really. Putting aside any single tradition, how can all of us, in our own lives, embrace that spirit of reflection and compassion? What does it look like for us to consciously practice gratitude and to strengthen the bonds in our own communities? It's a pretty powerful question to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.